Welcome to This Week in Real Estate with Jonathan Harmon and Bryan Nale, your local experts on all things real estate in Middle Tennessee. Listen in as they discuss the current state of the market, latest trends, and
MTSU maintenance
while doing. We do want to say that the opinions voiced on this podcast are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individuals.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Jonathan Harmon and Bryan Nale, J. Harmon Home Team, Primis Mortgage, and we're doing something a little different this week.
Change of scenery.
Yeah, change of scenery, and honestly, okay, here you go. You ready? Here's my election coverage. It happened. They actually declared a winner. Woo!
That's the biggest surprise.
I think everybody was geared up for who knows what. So listen, let's get over this and let's move forward. That's what everybody's supposed to do now. Okay, so whatever, we're good. All right, there's the election coverage.
Done.
Cool. Okay. Nailed it. Love it. But anyway, so we are actually on site over at the Student Union building at MTSU, and we're going to have a couple of guests rotate in and out. But this is an annual entrepreneurship fair for high school kids. And high school kids from all over this general area come together and they bring their ideas and that they have worked a lot on to develop business plans and things, prototypes and things of that nature. And man, I tell you what, it is exciting to me because it makes me feel like maybe there really is some hope.
There's always hope.
Right?
You can't give up on hope.
No, they can't give up on hope. So we've got David Baker, right?
Right.
Local Murfreesboroian. Now are we Murfreesboroites? What are we?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Author, entrepreneur, investor, all kinds of cool stuff going on that you've done in your life. And I'm one of the judges. You're one of the judges.
I'm one of the judges. Yeah.
So how did you get pulled into this?
I actually volunteered myself. I doubt anybody would have picked me, but I wanted to get involved in a local school. I'd done some stuff at Vanderbilt when we lived in Nashville, and I thought, I've loved MTSU for years. My sister-in-law went here, graduated from here, and my daughter-in-law went here. So I thought, I'll just contact the entrepreneurship people and talked about it, and then been involved in multiple ways here and just love it. It's just 5 miles from home, so it's easy.
Perfect. Yeah. What... When you walk into that room, into that ballroom, there's 55, 60, whatever entrants in there, and you've got high school kids that have just how did you even think of that? It's kind of what I do a lot of times.
Yeah.
How do you feel like? What do you see in there?
Well, I wish I'd had that sort of opportunity. I didn't have any, right? And so any feedback I would have gotten on some of my ideas, good or bad ideas, would have been really useful to me. I saw something on Twitter yesterday, or on X, that said, I'm a billionaire, but most of my ideas are still tied up in my head. And I think...
So true.
And I was driving around this last week. I told my wife, it's like, the world needs this. Why has nobody invented this? And she says, well, why don't you just do it? It's like, I don't know. I'm too busy. I'm too tired.
Yeah.
So I just admire these kids, just whether their ideas are good. I mean, you're going to go through a lot of bad ideas before you come up with a good one. But the fact that they have the courage and they're learning how to be articulate and take risks, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And man, there's some stuff in there that it's over my head. I just listened to two kids present something about blockchain vaults and all, and here's what I'll tell you. They dumbed it down enough that I almost understood it.
So close.
Honestly,
so close.
You're just here to steal their ideas, aren't you?
Well, there was another group in there. I was like, please tell me you have consulted with an attorney because this will get stolen.
Yeah.
Quick. Because this is and I'm not going to say what it was. It was not that one. It was a different one.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely brilliant. And I'm like, somebody's going to steal this soon. So yes. And anyway, it's and if you steal one of those kids' ideas,
shame on you.
Shame on you. And there is a special place
you don't need to be a judge here if that's your motive to come in here to get ideas.
Hey,
I was kidding, by the way. I really wasn't going to steal their ideas.
I'll cut somebody. I'll tell you. But anyway, we're not supposed to do that on college. Sorry. But anyway, no threats. Savannah's like, oh, great. So, well, David, tell us the name of your books that you've written.
Joe, I've written 7 books. only 4 of them are any good.
4 out of 7 ain't bad, dude. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's a Meatloaf song.
I'm not going
right?
to tell you which
7.
ones were good, so you can I still want them all to sell. But no, the business of expertise, secret tradecraft of elite advisors, and then one last week came out, selling your professional service firm. So,
yeah. So like prepping something to sell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have a friend who became a business broker and late in his career, and he reached out to me one time because I do mortgages for a living, and he said, "Hey, I've got a guy that's got a mortgage company trying to sell it." To me, that's a very hard business to sell. So how do you sell something that's professional services?
Yeah, well, it's harder.
Give us your whole book in like 2 minutes.
Right, so you don't have to buy it. I see what's happening here.
That's one of the good ones.
Yeah. Well, it's harder with professional services because you as a person have some overlap with the business itself, right? So, but that's why there's an earnout. So usually you get a portion of the purchase price in cash at closing, and the rest comes to you over the next 2 to 3 years.
As long as you stay on.
If you meet certain performance targets, right?
Okay.
So people buy businesses for different reasons. Usually they buy it because it makes money and they want that profit. But there's other reasons to buy it. It's either capacity or a new capability or something like that. So one in 400 professional service businesses sell. So the odds aren't great. But if you have the opportunity to do it, you've probably never done it before. It's like you've probably bought and sold more houses than businesses. Yeah. And even that is hard to do, right? So you better do it right. So it's just meant as a primer to give people, to help them maximize that opportunity and not lose too much money.
Love it. So read the book. As the great philosopher Eminem once said, you only get one shot. Do not miss a chance or blow this opportunity.
So you stole his stuff too, yeah.
There's a theme here. What can I say? All right, y'all. David Baker, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go get in there and judge them. I'll be in there shortly.
Thank you.
We've got Miss Savannah coming up next. Come on down. Ta-da! Miss Savannah Tucker. And what, okay, I've known you now for a couple years. What exactly are you now? Like, what's your title?
So I'm the administrative assistant for the entrepreneurship program here at the Jones College of Business.
Very cool. So there's a whole entrepreneurship program now.
Yes.
When I graduated with my entrepreneurship degree, it was I was in the first class that it was a major. It's been a minor for a long, long time.
Yep.
And then it was kind of lumped in with some other stuff, but now it's its own thing. It's blowing up.
Yeah, and I went through the program myself. I graduated last December with my bachelor's in the entrepreneurship program. It's actually called Business Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
Even better.
A bit of both.
Yeah, love it.
Because you need to be innovative in order to become an entrepreneur and have all these ideas and kind of think on your feet and go through the ins and outs of a business and what that looks like and building a business plan and all of this.
And there's so many. So Brian and I are partners on another business venture, and you know, I love the creation process, and I love the building and the visioning and then seeing it come to life.
Yes.
But the management side of it, Lord have mercy, stab me in the eyeballs. It's awful.
Yes.
Like, it is not my strong point at all. But it's kind of necessary once you have the baby to take care of it. You know what I mean?
So true.
Yeah. So, all right. So tell me about this event. How long has it been going on? What is like? How do people get into it? Like, give me the details.
Yeah, so it's been going on for a handful of years. I don't know the number off the top of my head because I'm still pretty new to this position.
Sure.
But it's been going on for a while. We call it our annual high school entrepreneurship fair, and it's schools
very creative title.
Yes, it is schools from all over the Middle Tennessee area, anywhere from an hour and a half from Murfreesboro to just 10 minutes down the street to Central Magnet School. So we have a little bit of variation in there, but we have up to about 115 students this year. Like you said, about 60 different ideas out there among those. And the way that they get into it, obviously, we do a lot of reach out, but oftentimes it is they hear from other schools like, oh, you did this fair, I want to do that too. And so we get a lot of recommendations from schools that then a lot of these people do compete also in outside source competitions, some of those international competitions. So for this, some of the students, this is just a little practice round for them to go do the big deal.
It's the preseason.
Yes, and then there's the other end where this is the first time some of these people have ever done any sort of pitch for a business idea.
What a fantastic opportunity, though. I mean, think about this. You envision an idea, you develop the idea, maybe you make a prototype, and then you got to go sell the idea.
It's like Shark Tank. Is that what this is like? So for somebody who's never been here, never walked into one of these rooms before, and doesn't really know what the students do, kind of walk us through from the moment they walk on campus through the end of the event.
Yeah, so we usually do promote it sort of like Shark Tank. I will tell you a little bit.
It's like Shark Tank meets the science fair.
Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about another event that we had later on in the year that's more like Shark Tank. I would say this is more like an invention convention, kind of like you see in movies, like the kids are having their little science fair or like an invention convention type thing. But we like to sound a little bit more professional with it being high school students and college students and beyond. And so they pretty much come in here to the ballroom section. They bring their posters, they bring their prototypes, they set up this booth, and there's judges in there walking around. They're giving their like 90-second elevator pitch, and then the judges will pick a top 5. Those top 5 will then present again, and then will be awarded 1st through 5th place, as well as some extra different awards on top of that, like best elevator pitch, best written business plan. So there's a lot of different opportunities for them to learn and grow and be encouraged in their business ideas and all of those things.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
So we actually just, Josh just came in. Can you come on camera with us? Trent, can you slide a chair down? We got it? All right, here we go. We'll slide Savannah around. So, here comes a chair. Look at this.
Anything for Dr. Eric.
Zoom. All right, Dr. Joshua Aaron, Jonathan Harmon, we met earlier, but so you are, I'm reading, Pam Wright Chair of Entrepreneurship. So that
This is my boss.
Yeah, that didn't exist when I went through the entrepreneurship program. So this is awesome. What does MTSU gain out of hosting high school kids, hosting this event? Why do this?
I think one of the biggest things is just getting high school students familiar with our campus, getting boots on the ground. You know, we get 150 of them today. In a couple of weeks, we'll host the Southern Region Conference for the Virtual Enterprises, which is, a lot of people don't know what that is, but I kind of describe it, usually people are more familiar with junior achievement. So it's kind of like junior achievement, but for new entities, entrepreneurship type organizations, so that they make their business and they have, you know, virtual money and they transact with that. Well, the Southern region of that hosts a conference, and we've convinced them a couple of years ago to host that on our campus, so there'll be 475 more students come to campus.
Nice.
So what we do is we bring them in, we give them an MTSU Business and Innovation Entrepreneurship t-shirt, we give them some swag, we play some videos, you know, showing our highlights of our business plan competition, like Savannah was in a couple of years ago.
That's how I met her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they get to see all that. Hopefully, some of that sparks an interest in wanting to come here, and certainly it also enables us to tap into people like yourself that are in the community and wanting to support MTSU. Yeah. They show up here, engage with these students, and provide them an experience that I think is really valuable.
Brian, you've probably heard this story before, but so when I went through the entrepreneurship program through the major, so this would have been in 2003, I guess. The final course was a capstone course. Dr. Marcia Smith taught that course. R.I.P. Dr. Smith. She was an amazing woman, and we did that. We developed a full business plan. We did exactly what you did to me, right, where you present it. And we had community leaders come in, and I got demolished, y'all. Like, when I say I got wrecked by those business leaders, and I still passed the course. Dr. Smith was very gracious, but it was one of the best experiences of my life, because I'd never presented a business. You know, I don't mind speaking and all that kind of stuff, but it's different when it's your baby that you've polished, and you know, and then they come in and they're like, this thing's ugly as sin. And it was bad. Like, it was really bad. But it was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I love about the entrepreneurship program, though, is that along the time of you being in that major, you're slowly building that business plan. You're learning about marketing. You're learning about your target market. You're learning about your financials. You're learning if it's feasible and how you can make money. And then you combine all of those together, you take this class called New Venture Creation, and then you have that like Shark Tank competition where you take that presentation to the beginning, like to your whole class. They even have some business professionals that come and judge.
Right.
So that is kind of like the beginning and starting to build your confidence in being able to present it. And then we have our MTSU-wide business plan competition where we have something similar to this. Our first round of it's the trade show. So you're just standing up at your booth and you're giving a quick little elevator pitch. And then from there, they'll choose a top 6 to go to the final round, which is a lot more, I don't want to say the word, it's like very scary and intimidating because it's like 12 to 15 judges, anywhere from MTSU professors and faculty to people who are multimillionaires that are running all of these businesses. And you're like, oh my goodness, what questions are they going to ask me? What do
All
I
of
say?
them.
And so it's just really cool to like have that journey of like just building up to it, and you're not just thrown out to the world to just.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's part of our strategy. You know, you mentioned feeling like you were ripped to shreds, kind of at your culminating.
In a safe way.
in a safe way, but as you can imagine, the 5th time you go through something like that, man, you're way better than you were the first time you went through that.
Absolutely.
So what we've tried to build into our curriculum in the program is, to her point, in New Venture Creation, in some of the other classes, that they get a chance to pitch certain aspects of their idea and maybe get torn up a little bit.
Yeah.
But have to feel that fire and have to respond to some of that criticism. And, you know, we try to do it in a delicate way, but also we're teaching along the way. And then as you can certainly imagine, the ones that have gone through that and been through the fire 3 or 4 times, those are the ones that end up winning the competition that you judge for.
For sure. And I'll tell you, you know, Brian and I and our other partners, we just kind of went through a process with a business coach to, and basically he ripped us apart for, seemed like forever, 13, 14 weeks.
It was a long program.
And the reality is that if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to get ripped apart on the regular.
If you want to get ripped apart by a coach, you don't want to get ripped apart by the market. You don't want to you don't want to let the business actually rip you apart. So going through that experience, you know, it's just as entrepreneurs was enlightening to me, because I've been in the banking world for a long time, built my career in banking. To have a business and go through that coaching and kind of be on the other side of it was a great experience.
Well, and with
Something we
somebody
learn
that
from.
cares about you, not just is using you. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's what built my foundation too, because within doing a lot of those competitions, I gained mentors from that were there. They're like, you have a great idea, let me come alongside you and help you grow your business, because I feel like I can bring to the table what you're lacking.
Yeah.
Then the other thing, when you said coaching, it made me think this other new aspect of the program. In fall of 2023, we launched for the first time a mentorship aspect of it.
Cool.
So for years, we've had a required internship, and you might think, well, it's sort of an odd fit to have a required internship in entrepreneurship. But of course, we're a firm believer in applied experience being value added. But some of our students would say, you know, I don't want to go fold shirts at JCPenney for an internship. I want to work on my own business. Like, I have a business, I want to work on that. And so now, instead of it being a required internship, it's called applied experience with option A, internship, and option B, mentorship. And so if they self-select into the mentorship program, we'll find a mentor that's in our network and we'll match them up. And then their semester is meeting with that mentor
Love
for
that.
an hour, hour and a half.
That's fantastic.
We have a kickoff event where we say, this is where the business is, and let's kind of we kind of call it speed dating, you know, like we're going to match them up, but Savannah and I kind of, you know, work behind the scenes to figure out who needs to be matched up with who before that ever takes place. But then the culminating event is them getting up in front of the entire group and saying, this is what I learned from my mentor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like, I started here and now I'm there.
Man,
That's great.
And if y'all can move the needle from, you know, 80% businesses that fail to 75% businesses fail, you know what I mean? That's a big win.
Yeah,
So.
no, and I can attest to that program. I also went through it as well. I was kind of the poster child for all the different events and things like that, I would say. But
The trailblazer.
something like that, I guess.
Look at her.
The guinea pig, yeah, we'll call it
So
that.
modest.
Trailblazer, guinea pig, those have different connotations.
but I was
Very similar in result, though.
I was in that first semester of the mentorship program, and They paired me with Tim Hendricks of Julia's Bakery. My business is Savvy Supercon, so it's a baked good, and so I think they did a really good job at finding
And
someone
they're delicious, by the way.
in the industry. Thank you. That is already immersed in that world.
Yeah.
And I had no expectation of what my mentor would be, and then I found it and I was like, wow, they really paired me with someone that was like really good and what I really needed to help take me to the next level. And I kept going to the bakery in person, firsthand, him showing me the ins and outs of the bakery, and then we sat down and talked about all my pain points and things that I can strengthen, and he helped me develop a website and get into all the farmers markets that I'm in now and all of those different things. So it was really great.
Love it. All right, tell us the name of your business again.
It's called Savvy's Sweet Pecans. They're cinnamon sugar pecans that I sell.
And they can find them online.
Yeah,
They're fat-free,
SavvySweetPecans.com.
low carb.
No, they're not, and they are delicious. I love every single one of them I've ever eaten. They're fantastic.
Fantastic Christmas gifts. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Love it. Love it.
Client
Client gifts.
gifts.
Yeah, all you realtors and loan
Yeah.
officers out there. Come on, we know you're sitting on a pile of money, right? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We got one more guest. I'm so excited about this. She is not excited about this. Look at that. But I'm very, very excited about this. And then I got to go judge some business plans real quick.
This is the real rock star coming in right here.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm excited. Thank you guys.
Yes, of course.
We'll throw this one backwards. Pull this one over here. There we go. All right. Come on in. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Tell us your name.
Hey, I am Jackie Crawley Harrison.
Okay, there you
And I'm a
go.
business education teacher at Central Magnet School.
Central Magnet, hometown hero
There you
right
go.
here.
I love it.
Love it. So I've got two kids at Central.
Oh,
Love
okay.
the school. Love everything that happens there. Tell us your connection to this competition then.
Well, I teach accounting 1 and 2. Also, I intro to business and marketing and personal finance. So I've been attending this MTSU Entrepreneurship Fair since 2015.
Wow.
And so my honors intro to business and marketing class, this is a requirement to attend this,
Love
this
it.
fair.
Love it.
As part of the honors level course.
Well, I just met two of your students that are doing something with blockchain, and holy moly, I just said this with the other guest. They're brilliant, first of all, and then second of all, they actually were able to dumb it down enough that I almost understood it.
You almost understand.
I was
Okay.
this close.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 more minutes and I'd have gotten it, I think.
Yes, and they're part of, that group is part of my DECA chapter as well, so
Okay.
that's our business. And
Tell us
marketing
about DECA. So DECA has always been around. When I was in school and when I taught at Blackman, DECA was there. What is DECA and why is it important?
Well, it's a student organization. It's involved in business, finance, marketing, hospitality, and tourism. So, of course, at Central, it is more driven as a college prep course. So they're able to have DECA and actually introduce to the business world. And they can compete in role plays, individuals, team events, and also written events.
Nice.
So I'm taking 56 tomorrow to the district conference at the Nissan Stadium. And then those kids will advance to the state conference. Usually I take about 75 to 80 there.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's
Right
a really
here in
big chapter,
Murfreesboro, y'all.
about 126 members.
That's fantastic. Now, how long have you been teaching?
This is year 22,
Yeah.
12 years at middle school and 10 years at high school.
Okay. Okay. So this is my opinion. Middle school or high school?
High school.
Yeah, no doubt.
Not sure how I survived.
No hesitation whatsoever.
Not sure.
Listen, middle school teachers, you're a special kind of crazy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 12 years of it. I'm not sure how I survived.
I don't know how you did either.
Yeah.
And you seem relatively sane.
I do, right now.
10 years ago, maybe not so much, right?
Yeah, not so much. No, not at all. Yes.
That's funny.
I love it. So, talk to me a little bit about everything that goes into creating a viable, presentable business plan, because it's not just a business thing, is it?
No.
Like you literally hit all subjects.
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about that.
So, of course, they give a great rubric for the Entrepreneurship Fair. I've been doing it a long time, so it's taken a little bit of time to kind of get the kids involved with it. But they come up with their own concepts, and then we break every section down. And we have to almost have already introduced some business concepts to them. So I like that it's here in November. So I've had August all the way up until the time to kind of teach them marketing, advertisement, make sure to give them the real hard questions, because some of them have
That's
great.
still a very short time frame, by the way.
It is.
Yeah.
But last year they had it in February, and I only had from January to February.
Oh.
So, yes. It had
Because it's a semester-long
Yes.
class.
So,
Oh,
yes.
gotcha.
So this year I had a little bit more time, but you've got to teach them all the ins and outs and financial projections, opportunity cost, all of those things. So I think you have to have a concept of business to start and just baby steps. These kids had amazing ideas, some of them not so great, but kind of talking through, kind of asking the hard questions, and then they had to reevaluate whether that business was going to be viable. And then, does it make sense? So you have to start baby steps with kids with this. And then they could have a support network. There's so many things here. We've got MTSU, we've got the Small Business Administration in Nashville. They've got all these different, the Chamber of Commerce. We have a lot of
Small
things.
Business Development Center.
The Development Center, I met someone earlier.
Yeah.
So they have all these opportunities to be able to come up with a business.
And then, like, what's the key in both Brian is a mortgage loan officer, I'm a real estate agent. So the key in any successful business is the connections that you make.
Yes. Yeah.
So here you've got high
Relationships.
school kids making connections with Small Business Development Center
Yes.
and potential mentors and other people in the community and.
Just
But
keeps
they
going.
don't realize they have all these opportunities here. And start saying, hey, there's nonprofit agencies, there's United Way. I mean, you've got to reach out to some people, but they like to text and do some of those things. And so I gave them some information to one of the nonprofit organizations in town, and they said, something happened to the number. I text the number. I said, why would you have texted the number? You physically need to call.
Yeah, or maybe even show up.
Show up down, and, dress up,
Ooh.
go and actually, face to face.
but
They
that's
didn't realize
scary.
that, but it's okay. We're teaching them, we need to teach them the soft skills.
Yeah.
They've got to have those, and I try to teach that in my classes, and real life things for them to be able to have opportunities. This is something where they're meeting strangers and presenting a plan.
Scary strangers.
It is.
You know, my daughter's in 5th grade here in Rutherford County Schools, and so today's the Amazing Shake.
Amazing Shake,
And
yeah.
so she's doing that today, and I know that, like,
I'm a fan of that. I love
it
it.
builds,
Yeah.
those things build on each other. So that's how they go through the Amazing Shake, learn a lot of those soft skills and things to give them the confidence so that when they get to middle school and high school, they start working on these entrepreneurship plans. If that's the route that they go, they've already gone through Amazing Shake while they were in elementary
It
school.
is so great that
Yeah.
you started that.
It's a little less scary because you've at least done it once.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for what you do over there. I am a huge fan of business classes and really all of the vocational education classes. Not everybody's cut out for college. Now, at Central, things are
Yes.
perhaps a little bit different, but still, even there, some of those folks are going to go into highly technical type jobs.
Exactly.
And college is fine, but you still got to be able to have a conversation with
Yeah,
somebody,
exactly.
look someone in the eye, shake their hand, present an idea to somebody that's dumb,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
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 Love it.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. See, this wasn't scary at all, was it?
It was not, and thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
B-Nail,
Absolutely. That's
this
my
was
name.
this was refreshing.
This was good. Yeah, nice change of pace. I'm glad that we did this today. I'm glad that this is a day that a lot of times we would have said, hey, let's just not have the show today. Jonathan's got this going on. But I'm glad that we mix it up. The show's This Week in Real Estate, but man, it's as we're talking about doing more to kind of like highlight things in the community as part of our show, this is a great first step towards that.
It is, and look, this all ties back to real estate.
It does,
Ultimately.
absolutely.
I mean, these are kids that possibly sooner than later are going to be getting mortgages because let's just face it, man, they got their crap together.
I wonder if they teach these kids as part of their entrepreneurship how to file their tax returns.
Well, she said she teaches personal finance.
So,
and that's in there.
For any entrepreneurs out there, you can't have it both ways. If you don't want to pay taxes, so you underreport your income or you write too much stuff off,
You don't get a house.
you don't get it both ways. You got to tell us how much show us how much you tell the government you make, because that's what you tell the government you make. That's what we're going to use as your income
And not just gonna.
on a
you
mortgage.
Have to.
Yeah,
You have to use that.
it's there. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah.
so true.
So
Well, man, thank you to my team for coming on site. I know this was a little bit of an inconvenience for you guys. Love y'all. If you want more information about this, contact the Pam Wright Chair of Entrepreneurship here at MTSU. I'm speechless, which is rare. What a great opportunity. I got to get in there and judge. I've got 15 groups to go learn about.
Are there any pecans in that room?
No.
Oh, man.
Dude,
All
you
right.
got to get online and get some Savannah sweet pecans, Savvy sweet pecans. They're so good.
We need to get her to sponsor the show around the holidays.
I know it. I know it. Good stuff. I guess that's it. Anything else from you guys, team?
I'm gonna play this jingle from Gateway on the way out.
Do it. Yeah. Gateway title?
And we'll end on that.
Right on. Love it. Thank you guys. Have a good week. Thank you guys.
Take it away.
Okay, I would just like to preface this with, yes, Gateway Title is very serious about what we do. We do amazing work. Our legal team is unprecedented, and we're very proud of them. But we also have a fun side, and we'd like to share that with you guys today. So Gateway has a jingle, and it's been a long time coming, like 5 minutes. So, are you girls ready?
Without further ado,
Start it off. Grace.
5, 6, 7, 8.
My favorite title company has a first name. It's GATEWAY. My favorite title company has a second name. It's TITLE. We like to close there every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Gateway Title has a way with CLOSINGS's.
Oh my God.
Trent, did you just snort?
I did. That was a full snort. That was amazing.
Now for the nitty gritty, Primis Mortgage Company. Primis Mortgage is a subsidiary of Primis Bank, a member FDIC.